Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Checkerboard Podcast. We are on episode 20. Let's fucking go, dude.
The big 2-0.
Big 2-0, dude. And we got our usual two co-hosts. We got Liam.
What's up?
We got Gunnar. And then we have the GOAT, dude. We've got the fucking guy, the man, the myth, the legend. Danish Cookies, Squirting Oranges, Gertrude, whatever you would like to call him.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Bro is here. And so, or people might be wondering, who's Oranges? Who's Danish Cookies? So, do you want to give yourself a little introduction?
Dude, who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Up.
I don't know, dude, I'm just the guy. I'm just that guy.
He's just
You know what
that
I'm
guy. So, for those of you who are wondering who Oranges is to us, he's one of my good online friends. Bro's a GOAT. Me and Oranges, dude, the fucking origin story is insane, dude. Literally, like one of the most interesting like origin stories. I don't know. Did I ever tell you guys, like Liam and Gunnar? Did I tell you guys how me and Oranges met?
I don't think so.
No.
So, do you want to talk about it, Oranges?
I mean, yeah, it's not that crazy, is it? I don't remember exactly. I mean, I know
I mean,
I was just mobbing around in the Fitz server, and you were like in a chat. We were all in a chat, like 9 other people or whatever, just like talking shit. I was just talking mad shit the whole time.
dude,
I
yeah,
don't think it was to you, but I don't know. I think either me or you, like noticed that one of us was playing DBD, and then I think it was you that said like, "Hey, dude, you're playing DBD. You want to queue up?" Or maybe it was me. I honestly don't remember.
I remember you invited me to your Discord. I remember that much.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
started playing DBD.
yeah, me, you, and that fucking random, we just all hopped on and we were like, bet, let's go. And I was like, damn, okay, I guess I finally have someone else to play with, because for a little bit of time, I didn't really have someone to really play Dead by Daylight with, to be honest. Like, my one friend that got me into Dead by Daylight, I don't remember why it was, but, like, me and him were chill now. Like, I mean, we didn't really have any beef, but, like, me and him weren't talking for a decent bit of time. I don't know if it's because he, like, didn't have, like a way to play it, and I don't think crossplay was out during the time. So, actually, no, that's not true. It was out, because I just remember me and my girlfriend would play it. But anyway, yeah, no, so me and Oranges, bro was my, Dead by Daylight go-to man. So, we would always be playing that. And like you said, we met on the Fitz server, which, dude, the fucking Fitz server was something else back then, dude. Like, I don't know about you, Liam and Gunnar, like, if you guys ever hopped on there. I feel like Gunnar, you probably did, but...
Yeah, like for like 10 minutes, and then I fucking left because it was like literally a shit show, bro.
Dude, the fucking Fitz Discord server was a fucking place, alright. Because, like, the thing with, like, the Fitz Discord was, like, you had either, like, pretty chill people, right? Like me and Oranges, we were, like, the chill people, like, the normal fucking people. You had the fucking dudes that would, like, yell in their mic. You had the fucking, like, just creeps, the, like, pedophiles or whatever. And then you had, like, I don't know, you had, like, the random, like, teenage girl that would just get fucking hit on by, like, all the fucking
Everybody,
weirdos and
yeah.
shit. Yeah,
Bingo.
that was, like, essentially the server right there in a whole nutshell.
And by hit on, he means everyone in the server acknowledged that she had a female's body.
Yep.
Big ups.
No way, boobs. Whoa.
Yeah, no, that shit was fucking crazy in there. Like, dude, me and Oranges would always just fucking go in the chat sometimes. Like, even if we weren't playing DBD, we'd just hop in there, see if there was, like, some chill people. There would always be a fucking dude that was, like, screaming his mic or saying, like, racist shit and stuff. And, dude, and then Oranges...
Viewer.
Dude,
We got a lot of tweakers on there.
dude, Oranges would hit him with the most amazing legendary combo of all time.
The pork chop titties line.
Dude, the fucking lunchbox, dude.
The lunchbox, dude. His wife calls him lunchbox.
Dude, yeah, no, dude, that shit was so fucking fun back then. Nowadays, I don't even know how the Fifth server is doing nowadays, to be
I
honest.
just looked at it. I mean, there's still people in there, but
It is not the same.
I mean, they got like Peter Griffin profiles and shit. So you know what that probably means.
Ain't no way.
And the people who try to sound like Swagger Souls, but then I call them out on them every time.
Oh, dude, I forgot
sound
about
like
those
Swagger
guys.
Souls. And then they're just like, "What are you talking about, dude? This is my normal voice, dude. What the fuck?" Like,
Shut up!
No one sounds like that guy, except for him. Like, it's abnormal.
And isn't that just his regular ass voice, bro? Like that's crazy. The meat riding is crazy. That's all I have to say, bro.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, dude. I just sound like that, dude. I can't even do it.
It's so fucking like corny, dude. But yeah, no, that's the origin story. So Oranges, I have a few questions. I'm gonna call you Oranges in the podcast just because like that's what I always call you. But you know, everyone else, I'm talking about Danish Cookies. So Oranges, the thing I was curious about, because like I don't really think I've ever talked to you too much about it, but like it seems like it's something you're kind of passionate about. Like, what got you into like music and shit? Because like I know you post that a lot, and I know you had like a little, I don't know if you would call it an album or what. Like it almost looked like an album, but like you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I started like in 2020 after COVID hit, and I pirated the shit out of FL Studios.
Facts, bro. The only way.
I did buy it later on when I realized that, hey, this is actually a cool product, because I was like, I should probably buy this, just because. But yeah, I started like messing around with it. Dude, you should hear some of my initial shit. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. But I have it up. It's uploaded, and it's on my SoundCloud profile. But I'm always gonna keep it there just to remind myself of how dog shit it is. But yeah, then I just like looked up tutorial videos and eventually got a little bit better. I'm still getting better. Still have a lot that I can get better at, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I've been playing an instrument since I was 8 years old. Piano. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, dude. No, because that was like that. I'm pretty sure that was one of your names on the like the server too, right? Didn't you have like a piano? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but
maybe you're right. I think that's probably something I probably would have done like a few years ago. So
I do remember that. I remember you playing fucking Megalovania and shit.
oh, dude, that was so cringe. Honestly, just because like it's just like a meme song, but like it actually is kind of a banger though.
But do you see yourself wanting to do like music stuff down the line, or is that just like kind of like a hobby thing? Would you say?
Yeah, hobby. I mean, if something happens, then sure, but I'm not planning on that happening just because it's unrealistic.
Understandable. So my next question, I mean, this doesn't really have to do with like music anymore, but I want to talk about DVD. How did you get into Dead by Daylight? Because I don't know if you ever told me that one either.
My friends played it back in like 2016. This is like when it first came out.
Dang, bro's an
But I didn't
OG.
have a PC then, so I couldn't buy it. Well, I didn't even buy it then. I bought it in 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you
Because I didn't have a PC then. Back then.
So you were a little bit behind me, or you were actually no, you were a little bit ahead of me. I mean, you didn't get it
Yeah.
too much earlier.
Clown had just released, pretty much.
Okay.
I bought DVD.
Okay, yeah. So you
Or,
probably
no,
got
maybe
it.
just before Clown released, I bought it.
So
I
that's
get it.
that's how he became the Kate Denson main for a bit, huh?
For a bit, dude. Kate all the way, right? You know what I'm saying?
Understandable. Kate Denson, goated character. Can't really say much there. The clown, I don't know, not so much.
Yeah, only clowns play clown, dude.
Literally. I don't.
Goofy at bitch.
Goofy.
What about Terraria? What about Terraria? What got you like really into that? Because I know it's like your favorite game of all time.
Like 6th grade.
Sixth
One of my
grade.
friends mentioned it to me on the bus. I
The
don't talk to him
bus,
anymore.
dude. Everything.
He's like,
happens
dude, look
on the
at this
bus.
Terraria game, dude. I looked up on like the Xbox arcade store, and I was like, dude, this game looks like dog shit. And then I bought it, and then I constantly played it, and then I eventually bought it on PC, and then I constantly played it on PC, and I still play it.
And bro beat the whole Calamity world.
Yep.
Damn.
Cracked. cracked for sure.
Absolutely cracked video game.
Did Liam and Gunnar, do you guys have questions?
I have more questions regarding like stuff like with your music, bro, because I feel like I think I've talked to you like briefly, like in like passing or like in just Discord about like what like style you use and like shit like that. Like what music? Like, first of all, do you listen to music in like that like you take inspiration from?
Yeah.
Because some people
All the time.
definitely don't. Nice. So like, who is like probably your top artist that you take the most inspiration from?
So it's not artist. I mean, they're artists, I guess, but they're not like your typical pop. It's like more instrumental music instead of like.
Right.
words.
That's cool.
But Christopher Larkin is definitely my top pick, and he wrote the music for Hollow Knight and for Silk Song.
Gross.
It's coming out hopefully sometime this year.
Oh,
And for
Silk
a few other
Song.
movies. But he's amazing.
Sick.
And then Toby Fox, of course.
First, definitely.
Of course.
Classic.
The GOAT.
Mhm.
Now, is there a genre? Because I mean, I'm guessing with what you're telling me that you're mostly into like the gaming side of like music creation. Is there like a? I mean, I'm guessing that the artist that you mentioned is kind of a spoiler for this answer, but you never know. Is there a genre that you prefer to dabble in?
I kind of have a diversity, but I tend to gravitate towards more of like chiptune or 8-bit. Not full 8-bit.
That's fire though.
Not
Like,
full
that's
8-bit, but like I'll
sick.
combine like because a lot of like this is what Toby Fox does. He like combines 8-bit instrumentals with like actual instrumentals, like a guitar or a piano or like orchestral instrumentals. So it's kind of like chiptune-esque, but it's not like full on chiptune. Although I have made a few fully chiptune songs, like 8-bit songs, and then like orchestral songs I've been kind of dabbling with. I have made a few like rap songs, just like jokingly with.
Oh, I saw that. I saw the most recent one.
Those were the lyrics were diabolical to say the least, but
Wait, is it the Hi I'm Jimmy song?
yeah, that one and the
Wait, I'm listening to it.
Oh my god, that one was a roast on one of our friends, so it's kind of all inside jokes.
I got you. The cover art's crazy. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's my brother. There's a picture of my brother. He just has 2 pistols. The reason why that's funny is because Jimmy hates my brother, like hates him, and so it's just funny to put him on the cover art. Just like, and I made him stretched out even further. Like you can see the cover art's like all wide and shit. He's just holding 2 pistols with like a stupid look on his face. It's just great.
Dude, that's a good one.
It's so good. And we're working on another song that has actually diabolical lyrics. Like I probably shouldn't. Probably not.
Is there another one featuring Young Crank?
It should feature Gunnar. I'm still seeing if he's even gonna do it, but we'll see.
Bet. Alright. So... Oh, dude, and I'm looking at your channel. You get the metal balls.
The Metal Balls is a classic.
That's a classic.
Dude, YouTube converted it to a short, which is weird. Because
Did-
it wasn't because I don't think shorts were a thing back then when I made that video.
I think YouTube automatically does that now if it's like a minute-long video, if I'm right.
Oh, and I'm assuming if it has the correct resolution too.
I don't...
Well, auto. Sometimes I have a video that was like, I think it was my fucking my stupid ass fucking Area 51. Snapchat
Oh, that
video.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that automatically got transferred to even though it's technically the right formatting, it's just basically like, you know, like those videos where it's like, it's your phone size, but like it's a little small screen in the middle of it.
Yeah,
It just does that.
Nice.
understandable. So the other thing I wanted to know, or like ask you about, because like, I think everyone here is getting pretty excited for it, is like CS:GO, or like CS2. I just recently got CS:GO again, just because, I don't know, I want to kind of get into it again. I've been opening some boxes, not too many, 'cause
Oh no.
I don't
The
want to.
boxes, bro.
Dude, that got me
It's
bad.
over. It's over.
I don't want to.
It's Jover.
I don't want to get too addicted to it, but I don't know. Are Are you
already
excited for
happened.
CS2?
I mean, not really. I'll play it, but I was never really a CS:GO fan. I mean, I've played it and I like playing it, but I was just never a hard like I didn't play it back in the day, you know. Like I only recently started playing it like probably a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. And I don't really. I kind of go like on and off on it, like Clash of Clans and shit.
Oh yeah, Clash of Clans.
The classic Clash of Clans syndrome.
No. Yeah, no, because I'm starting to get back into like CS:GO. That was like
Yeah, bro, I'll play with you. I'll carry your ass,
dude, surely after the podcast, surely.
bro. I'm down.
But yeah, no. So like, I don't know. I saw that video. I'm guessing you're. Well, I don't know if you're getting back into it, but do you want to keep doing like? I guess this is more so a question about your content. I'm fucking like losing it. Do you like doing those like videos where it's like the funny moments ones? Is that like another one of your like favorite things to do when it comes to like YouTube?
Yeah, I know that it doesn't like those are so like old formula, but I don't really care about the views or anything. I just do it because like I started my YouTube channel just to like archive funny moments with my friends.
I would say that was like another question.
And we always
Awesome.
we always like when we get together like in real life, we'll always like put some old videos up on the TV just to, and we'll just crack like laugh our asses off on it.
Dude, those.
Awesome.
No, dude, that's a W moment because like I've done that with like a bunch of my friends before too. Like back in my old Minecraft days, some of my old friends that I don't really see much anymore, we literally do the same exact shit. So I feel you on that one. I'm gonna say, oh, another thing I want to talk about. Like this is more so expanding on like something that me and you, and I mean I know Gunnar's probably gonna be the one that's like kind of clueless in this one, but the newest PTB with the new Dead by Daylight killer and like honestly everything that's coming out for the game. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Do you like
Well, the Nicolas Cage shit is wild. First of all,
that shit? Is kind
I
of
know it's-
wild.
like, dude, Behavior's coming up to like be a AAA title at this point. Pretty soon. Maybe not, but like, they're getting like a bunch of shit on their game. But as far as like the actual DLC, it looks cool. I'll give it that. The killer looks sick. I don't know too much about that design though. Like I saw a little bit. I didn't really look at it, and I don't really know what the perks do at all for the survivor or the killer. And I didn't look at them. But the killer's power looks whack. It's fun.
It's pretty crazy too, because I don't know if you saw it or not, but like when you're playing the killer and you teleport to the survivor, you get like a what would you call it? I don't want to call it immortality, but like if they try and drop a pallet on you, it just breaks instantly. Like you,
Oh, I did see that too. That was wild.
That's a little silly.
bit silly.
Although it wouldn't be very useful if the pallet's already dropped. So, wait, does the pallet break?
I think.
Stun?
Wait, what did you say? Like, do you get stunned when it like drop it on you?
Well, when he gets stunned, quote unquote, like when he teleports and then you drop the pallet on him, does it break?
It just breaks instantly. Like it's like you didn't get stunned or
So
anything.
I mean, really, the counter there is just drop it early.
I think he gets like a built-in what do you call it too? Like the one that breaks him fast. What is? Yeah, yeah. He has like a built-in brutal strength in that like form too.
Ain't no way.
So that part's kind of busted, at least in my opinion. But like at the same time, like if you're not able to like use it right, then I mean, unlucky. I would say the one thing that I'm not really a big fan of with this chapter is like the map, because I don't know if you've like seen videos of it or not. I think the map is really beautiful for like this update. I'm really glad we're getting another new map, but like, dude, this has to be one of the most cluttered fucking maps we've ever gotten, really, in Dead by Daylight, because it's so fucking hard to navigate. It's killer. Like,
Yeah, it does look pretty clustered, but you know why they did that, right?
why?
Because of Trapper.
Oh, really?
That's the only reason. Like, Trapper is so dog shit on all the maps with no grass. Like, think Eyrie of Crows.
So all the maps.
The game, yeah, pretty much all the maps except the new ones, and the remastered Mother's Dwelling.
True.
Because they put a lot of grass in there. But that's why they're adding so much grass, I would assume, is just to buff Trapper, technically, even though that's probably not the way to do it. But that's how they're doing it. But that's probably why they're adding so much grass in these new maps.
I would say, like, because the thing is, like, I don't have an issue with the grass. My issue is more so with, like, the obstacles and shit and, like, the walls. Because, like, you have very little, like, wiggle room, it kind of feels like, on that map. Like, there's just so much happening. Like I said, it's a really pretty map, but, like, it's so fucking hard to navigate as, like, killer, and I feel like as survivor, too. It's like a pain in the ass. And, like, with the new killer is not good on that map at all, I feel like, either. Because there's so much stuff to hide behind that you can't really, like, get, like, your cameras on, like, if you're using the killer. But you said about the perks, though. Let me tell you right now that the fucking survivors perks are all fucking insane. They all have, like, they all have, like, a really good effect. The one perk, it lets you have I think it's a 5%, you get like not 5%. I think it's like the max is like 3% like speed when you're like injured, like all the time.
Oh yeah, I did see that one. That was kind of stupid. But it doesn't work when you're exhausted, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work when you're exhausted, and you also get like the endurance, I think, if you heal someone, or they get endurance, one or the other, I forget which way, but there's that. But the one perk that I've really heard a lot of people complaining about from the survivor is the perk called Scavenger, where like I guess like the small thing about it is that you get like a toolbox like after you like skirmish a chest again. Like that's the part that like people don't really care about, but the part they do care about is like if you have a toolbox and it's already like used, if you hit 4 great skill checks, you get like the whole toolbox back, like refurbished and like or like full charges and everything.
How many times can you do that?
Once.
That's not that crazy then.
Yeah, but think about it this way.
Built to last already exists. Like people can just run built to last. You can do that like 3 or 4 times or whatever.
Yeah, but
imagine Commodious with that and built to last.
Yeah, but
and plus think about it this way too.
would do that.
You're literally getting the toolbox back for just doing your objective. Like, you don't have to go in the locker or anything. All you have to do is hit 4 great skill checks, which, I mean, for some people, it's not that hard.
For a lot of people, it's not that hard. So yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, yeah, that might be maybe get nerfed. Like, maybe half durability.
Yeah, like, I feel like that'd be better.
I mean, I guess toolboxes are pretty busted already, so...
I mean, I don't know, man. At least from when I've been playing, the meta is kind of like just because of how good. Well, although I haven't played since the update that
Skull Merchant.
The update that changed the funny hook perk, the Scourge hook, Pain Resonance. But like people would just literally do gens as fucking fast as possible because that's all you could do. Because if Pain Resonance started, it didn't stop.
But Pain Res is still really good, I think.
No, you know it is. Didn't need to be nerfed though. I don't think.
I think it probably did, to be honest.
Like I feel like it could have used like a little bit of a nerf.
20%, right, every time?
Yeah, I think it was of total progress too.
Infinite uses. Yeah, total progress too.
I forget what my thing was. I think the thing I was saying about the way they could have fixed it was just like if they switched to where the Scourge hooks were at like every single time. Like I feel like that would have been somewhat nicer so you don't just camp the same one, but like I don't know. I feel like that would have been a better way of doing it than like just putting like charges on it.
Yeah, I think people also really underestimate how easy it is to just like leave.
What do you mean?
Like insane. It's called you unhook the survivor gets a free hit, and then you go to a pallet, you drop that pallet, and run around it until they either have to break it or hit you, and then you can leave.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's literally just called be a good player, and Pain Resonance isn't a big deal.
Oh, did you... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I just don't like it. I get it because when you're a game developer, you have to like there's this weird dichotomy where like there's obviously the pro level of your game, like there's always going to be like multiple tiers of play. So when you're balancing your game, you have to consider like low tier players and high tier players. But I'm also not big, like that's actually one of the biggest reasons why the pig hasn't gotten nerfed after all, or not nerfed, why the pig hasn't gotten buffed after all these years. It's because like in low and mid levels of play, the pig does very well, but in high levels of play, they do awful. That's because if they made the pig better, the pig would dominate low levels of play. And so I understand it, but I also, like, at the exact same time kind of hate it, because Pain Resonance is really something that only needs to be nerfed because there's way too many people who just aren't good at this game. Like,
And
good survivors
also-
weren't complaining about Pain Resonance.
It's also extremely difficult to balance an asymmetrical game. So, I mean, people scream and yell at the devs on Twitter or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And you know for a fact that their dumb asses would not be able to balance shit if they were devs. If they were lazy.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
No, that's literally what that was it.
Okay, but yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like, people don't get, people don't really get, like, what goes into balancing a game. And, like, I think that people don't understand that, like, every game, even though from a, like, I guess outside perspective, it kind of does work this way. Like, not everything's as simple as rock, paper, scissors, because you need to take into account, like, how everything affects everything. And I was talking to somebody about what I think behavior's, like, actual biggest downfall is. And in my opinion, their biggest downfall was that they should have, like, I would say that once Nemesis dropped, around that time, they should have just, like, sometimes not made perks to go with killers. And survivors. They should have just stopped making perks.
You think so?
Or maybe do like one perk per one perk per survivor / killer. At some point in the game, they absolutely should have done that.
That is interesting to think about, though, how they still somehow come up with, like, perk ideas and stuff like that, even after, like, what are we at now? Like, 30? I don't know if we're at 30 yet, but, like, we're...
The problem is, the more perks they make, the more they're going to be absolutely, like, so convoluted and complicated that no one's going to use the new perks that come out, because there's only so many mechanics in this game, like, that you can make perks about. And once you make all the perks with the, like, basic, oh, well, if you hit the survivor, they have to heal slower. Okay, well, we did that. Now we have to do a new perk that says, oh, if you hit the survivor, then you have to factor this trinomial, and then now you can, complete the equation algebraically, and now you can get 2% less healing speed on that character. And it's like, okay, well, just don't make perks anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that I heard rumors of, like, a Dead by Daylight 2, and I actually think that, like, not rumors, but, like, the idea of a Dead by Daylight 2, and I think that that's actually, like, a good idea. I think that the game could use, like, okay, let's keep the roster, but let's just wipe all the perks, keep the ones we need, and, like, add them rarely, because there's just way too fucking many, and there's especially, like, there's so many that are just space takers. There's so many fucking perks in this game that just don't do anything, and they're never going to make them do anything.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm running Red Herring every single game, so...
That's because Red Herring is overpowered.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, just like, what do you call it? That one perk, the one where you kick the gen in and they get exposed.
Dragon's Grip?
Yeah, just like
That's actually a
Dragon's
good
Grip.
perk, though, but we just meme on that perk.
Dude, you see, perks like that, though, are so fucking good because people are really dumb. That's the thing, though. Like, people fall for that shit. Like, the Pebble perk works because people be silly as fuck.
Oh, the other thing that, like, what you guys were just talking about is, like, they're gonna add so many perks to the game where eventually it's just gonna be, like, how the fuck do we, like, balance all of these? Like, I feel like at this point,
We're
like,
already there.
I'm gonna say, yeah, like, behavior already just doesn't really know what to do with some of these perks. Like you said, like, red herring and stuff. Like, they...
I mean, we already have a power creep version of it with what's it called? Fucking not deception. But the one that like opens the locker, but you don't go in it.
Yeah, it's not deception.
That is deception.
Yeah, it's not the exact same as red herring, but it's definitely a power creep version of it.
Yeah, like, I feel like at this point they're just like, you know what? We don't care about these perks. The only perks we really need to care about are the ones that are, like, destroying the meta. Like, I feel like their thing is they don't care enough to, like, boost up, like, smaller perks. Like, they kind of are, but, like, it's just, like, not to the extent where it's, like, really helping all too much. Because I feel like still, a lot of the perks are still dominating the meta. Like, for example, like, with Survivor, like, I feel like it's mainly, like, Adrenaline that's being run, in Windows of Opportunity, which, I mean, I run this too, so I can testify towards that. And I do hear a lot of people complain about Windows of Opportunity and shit. I don't know as much about Adrenaline, but, like, definitely Windows for some reason. Even though I feel like it's a decently fair perk, but I don't know. But yeah. Oh, another thing I want to talk about with this whole thing, and I feel like it's one of the more interesting, like, topics with, like, these new, like, updates that are coming out. What do you guys think about, like, the whole face camping changes? If you heard about them.
Was that when if you face camp too much, then the person can unhook themselves? Like
Yeah.
even in stage 2, right?
Yeah, even in stage 2.
That's kind of wild.
I think it's pretty crazy, but, like, it's kind of cool.
I think it's good, but oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like, I think that there's like a good intention behind it, but I think that the devs inherently ignore the fact that sometimes there is just like, sometimes face camping is just the correct thing to, maybe not face camping, but like camping very close to the person on hook is sometimes just the right thing to do. It is sometimes the most intelligent thing for you to do.
Well,
anytime the last gen's completed, you're gonna camp the person on hook every time. So maybe they make it not work when all the gens are completed.
Yeah, I think they already did say that. Like, once all the gens are done, like, you can still camp someone on hook, so that's good.
Right, but what if like you have like, this is a very specific situation, but like this is, I mean, in my opinion, it's still something that's like worth thinking about or worth like, you know, at least saying. But like, let's say that you have a situation where you just got your first hook. You're playing. I'm not gonna think of a specific killer. I haven't played the game in way too long. So just a killer that is progressively gets worse as the match goes.
Pig?
Maybe not worse, but like it's easier to counter the, yeah, Pig is a good example. But the more the game goes on, the less in their favor the game gets. So you have this situation, and then you have a team that's on comms, and they know that this mechanic exists, and so they kind of just like swarm the hook, and hitting a survivor is the wrong play, because if you hit the survivor, they get the unhook, the other two protect, and then you have to kind of commit to another one and go from a chase from there. Like, this pretty much puts you in a situation where you have to commit to chasing one of the survivors and give up hook if all three go for unhook. Like, and survivors will do that. Like, they absolutely will do that because that's just how a lot of people play this game. Killers use cheesy mechanics because it works. Like, killers face camp because it works. And so when they come up with the anti-camping mechanic, survivors are going to use it in very cheesy and annoying ways. I don't think that there's a good way to prevent face camping other than, like, just, you know, letting people know that if you just get all the gens done and let your one friend die, you win. And the more you do that, the less killers are going to camp because they're not going to get anything out of games.
So what is it, 16-meter distance?
I think it's 16, yeah.
So a lot of those situations, they do happen, but it's typically so that the killer can have a major advantage in the match, I would say. Like getting a second stage, or maybe just like basically waiting out the bleed out timer on the hook to get a second stage, or just a straight up death. Like maybe their timer's like 5 seconds away and they're just wanting to camp it. So, I mean, obviously that could be a huge turning point for them in the match if they're not doing well.
Right.
So I can see where you're coming from that, but I think this mechanic does seem like it could be necessary to prevent phase camping, but it could, yeah, I could see how it could be very bad.
The other thing that's really nice about it, like we talked about how like after all the gens are popped or whatever, like they won't get like unhooked at all, like, or they can't unhook themselves. But the other thing that's also really nice is whenever they can do that, if there's like a bunch of survivors around the hook, the progress meter for like when they can unhook themselves is a lot slower, so they can't really like, yeah. So that's really nice. So they can't really like just go and like instantly get like a free like unhook on themselves. They kind of have to like wait it out. So that's pretty nice, but that's like the one thing I remembered with that. I don't know if there's like any more else to it that I can remember off the top of my head, but like I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty decent attempt of like trying to solve it while being neutral with like both sides. I feel like.
Yeah, I kind of like both. Like, I mean, or not both. Like, I like the idea behind it, but I know that something like this can absolutely be exploited, and I guess, I don't know. I don't really play the game enough anymore to really have too much of a say in it, but I don't know. I feel like this is the hard part, because this game is so difficult to balance because of the fact that it's like it's 4v1, so like making the 1 too strong can be a problem, but making the 4 too strong can also be a problem, and you're going to get complaints on both sides, because that's just always how it's going to be. And generally speaking as well, this is one of the most needy like fucking communities I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, dude, I remember when fucking I've been playing the game since fucking since Freddy dropped. Dude, I never bitched about Freddy being the most piss-awful killer of all time. I just played the game. Like, I don't know, man. Just imagine that. Like, do you know how Freddy used to work?
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Dreams, and you have to wait like 5 seconds. It's fucking awful before you can even hit them. You're literally just not doing damage. Your
Correct.
power is your downfall. It's wild.
Yup. He existed like that for like a fucking year, and then he became a high-tier killer. Not even the best killer, just a high-tier killer, and then everyone pissed and moaned about him being good. Even though, like, if any, like, I think that there's also, I kind of talk about, like, I've talked about this a lot, but there are, like, marketing choices. Like, there's this thing that I believe in, which is called market buffing, which essentially means, like, if something is marketable, or if something has a high, like, a high fan base, it deserves to be good just because of that. For an example, in Smash Bros, I hate Kazuya, but, like, he's a popular fighting game character from a popular fighting game series, so of fucking course he's gonna be one of the best characters in the game. Same thing with Steve. He's one of the best he is the best character in the game. No fucking shit. He's one of the most iconic characters in that game. And so Freddy is an iconic character. He's the reason why I started playing Dead by Daylight. He has that right to be overpowered, because, like, it's not even just that he's DLC, that he's paid content. It's that he brings in people. Like, that's why I think that them losing Demogorgon was such a big deal. Although Demogorgon wasn't OP, but, like, he was, like, one of the most, like,
Balanced.
this is, like, the most balanced, fair, and reasonable killer in the entire game, where if you lost, it's probably because they either played better than you, or you didn't play good enough. Like, that killer could put in fucking work. And I believe he was rightfully balanced. And it's the same thing with Freddy before. He is one of the most iconic. Like, if Jason is ever in this game, he better be the best damn killer, because he's, like, one of the most iconic horror characters. It's also why I think they need to buff the shit out of Michael Myers.
Good luck getting Jason. That's a licensing nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, MK did it, man. It's not impossible.
The Jason.
Anyway,
I hope that's what he's called.
to kind of bring Gunnar back into it, because I feel bad. Gunnar isn't really.
You're good.
Gunner's
I enjoy
not.
listening to the Dead by Daylight discourse, bro.
Yeah, honestly, Gunner's not the
Makes
Dead by
me glad
Daylight
I'm not a
player.
part of the community.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
anyway,
No, you're right.
now that we're talking about games and shit, what are your guys' like most like hyped out games that you guys are excited for to come out like within like the next like year or few years? Like what are you guys looking forward to? I mean,
Tropica 2.
I'm gonna say Oranges. I know you said about that one game earlier, that's like the sequel to a Hollow Knight, or something like that.
Yeah, no, Silksong is definitely my most hyped game right now.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. I have like a few that I'm like, I kind of am excited for, but like I don't know, like I was super excited for like the new Suicide Squad game to come out, but then like I heard they have like a battle pass for it and shit, and I'm like, why? Because like I don't know if any of you guys have ever played like the Arkham games before, but like those games I feel like are pretty good, like superhero games. They're pretty cool. But like with like Suicide Squad, like it's different because like you're not playing heroes, you're kind of playing like villains. You gotta like stop the superheroes. It's pretty cool looking, but like I don't really understand why they're making a battle pass out of it other than like money. Like I don't really see how you can.
Or
Really...
is it like an online game, dude?
Yeah, like it's gonna be co-op, but like
what?
I don't really know how.
Avengers?
Wait, what?
Like Avengers?
I don't know like the whole thing like with how would you say it? Like other than like co-op like story, I don't know what else they're planning to do with it. Like if you'll play as like the characters or not. But I don't know. I was really excited for it, but like then I saw the battle pass, and I'm like, oh, dude, because I don't know. My one thing is I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna kind of be like, for example, what was the one like fighting game that they had for
Multiverse?
Yeah, Multiverses. Yeah, like I'm like a little bit worried it's gonna be kind of like that.
Or like multi-Ls, bro. Holy shit.
That game's oh man, I can't even begin with how much I hate that game.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't even think it was that fun in the open beta, bro.
I thought it was pretty fun, and then like I don't know. Then I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit. So.
That's a wrap.
Like, I've played a lot of fighting games in my time, and so like any fighting game that just doesn't allow you to block, it's just, I don't know. Oh, that just ruffles my jammies. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, like I enjoyed it, but then I was like, like they weren't really adding enough content quick enough. I feel like was another thing that kind of like really was like, I don't know, because they kept hyping up characters. Like I think Black Adam was like one, and like Rick and Morty, but like I feel like that took way too long to do that, and like they also just weren't really, how do you say, like keeping like the fans up. And then the other thing that kind of sucks is like now they just kind of like fucked over the people that actually did spend money on it, because now you can't even play the game. They like closed the beta or something for it.
Is it beta?
Or
Out?
I don't know if it's like a beta or what it is. I have to check it, but like they like closed the server so you can't play it, even offline or anything.
So like the game's out though. It's not a beta.
Well, no, it was. I think it was like an open beta or an open alpha or something, like super early access.
Let me see.
And then people like spent money on it to get like in-game items, or I don't even know. There was a battle pass, I think, in Multiverses too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
It says
then yeah, they basically closed the doors and fucked over the people that spent money on it.
yeah, it says they're shutting down until 2024.
Can't wait to be an old man to play that.
Yeah, literally.
Dude, I can't wait for Smash 6 to come out around that time and just completely like just disintegrate
I thought
that
Smash
game.
Ultimate was their last game.
No. It makes way too much fucking money.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's the same thing. Like Sakurai's dying wish might, or I'm not dying, but like retiring wish maybe don't make more Smash games. Kind of like how Stefan Hillenberg's dying wish, literal dying wish, was don't make more SpongeBob, and they're like, oh.
Oops, we did it. Sorry.
Whoopsies, Patrick Star Show. Whoopsies, guys. How'd that happen?
Not
Patrick's a
SpongeBob.
VTuber.
Yeah, dude.
Ain't
That's
no
SpongeBob.
way.
They,
Play the devil's advocate.
actually, it's not SpongeBob, it's Patrick.
Not like he's ever gonna know. Fuck it.
Shut up.
Damn, bro.
Smart. Bro, POV
You
Smosh
just
from Ohio.
disrespected
Rest in
probably
peace,
the
rest in peace.
greatest fucking
Rest in
TV
peace,
show.
rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. GG, my man.
Dude, he's oh, what a legend. Dude actually dropped like one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Dude, he dropped some heaters back in the day, bro.
Dude, that's the thing
God.
though. Season 1 to 3 was all him. He left after that. You can't credit any of the bad shit on him.
Oh,
That
really?
was CH lad. Yeah, he left after season 3. He wanted it to end with the movie. That's how he wanted SpongeBob to end.
That would have been a great ending.
But nope, Nickelodeon said, damn, okay, this shit's going good. Guess we gotta milk it. Milk it till it's
Yeah,
dry.
Had the writer of Chowder is who wrote 4, 5, and 6, and then after that they were like, "Fuck, no one wants to do this anymore." Hey, random guy in the street, write SpongeBob.
Fuck it.
And then the new writer's like, "Yo, wouldn't it be funny if we said my leg every 5 seconds?"
Dude,
Bro.
That's a classic, though. That's a classic.
That is a classic. That is a
that's like the Wilhelm scream of fucking SpongeBob. But yeah, I mean, another one I'm kind of excited for. I mean, this probably isn't really going to be like you guys, but for me, there's this game coming out at the end of this month. It's called Master Detective Archives Rain Code. It's kind of like Danganronpa, but I mean, the main thing they're calling it is Rain Code. It's not that first part is like I don't know what you'd really call it, but like yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a detective game, but it's gonna be a lot more interactive than like the Danganronpa games were, like based on the trailers. So I'm pretty hyped for that. But
Pretty bad.
I don't know. The other games that I'm also like looking at here because I have like a whole website filled up with like a bunch of like games that are coming out. I'm sure I hate to get back on the Dead by Daylight kind of topic, but like, have you guys seen the stuff for Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No. I saw Darva. Well, I didn't even watch it, but he like streamed it. Definitely like a hashtag ad type shit, and I was like, fuck that.
See, I feel like it looks cool because I'm pretty sure it's made by the same people that made Friday the 13th. But at the same time, dude, we've done this fucking whole song and dance like so many times now. So like, it's just gonna be like the same thing as like the Evil Dead game, or like
Dead.
any of these other games, dude. Yeah, VHS. Like, they're all just essentially just gonna be the same exact thing, trying to do the Dead by Daylight formula like better, but like it just doesn't really. I don't know.
Yeah, it fizzles up in like a month.
Literally.
And everyone on Twitter's like,
Evil Dead's gonna kill BBD. Texas Chainsaw's gonna kill BBD.
Oh no.
nobody does it. I mean, I'd be happy if a game killed DVD if it's innovative.
Yo,
and fun.
true.
See, the one that does kind of like strike me as like I hope it's actually one that stays and like, you know, people keep playing it is the Outlast Trials one because that one looks really fun. That
It's not a DVD game, is it? I thought it was like a co-op horror game.
I think that is what it is. I know like the reason I say it is just because like I don't know, it's another horror game that's multiplayer. I feel like there isn't too many of those nowadays. Besides like maybe Phasmophobia, that's like the other big
Phasmo
one.
was a breaker.
I think Phasmo still is like, I don't want to say it's like a dead game, but like, I feel like that one kind of like retained its like fan base for the most part. It's just I don't know. I feel like the devs are. I mean, it's an indie studio, so you kind of have to give them some credit. They're doing pretty good against these like big ones.
Yeah.
So that game I would say is like, I don't know. I think that's some pretty good competition for like the horror game multiplayer scene. But I mean, being honest here, like Dead by Daylight's probably still just gonna be like the big one that's like reigning over them. Because I mean, they even said it in their most recent live stream that they have like 2 huge licenses that are coming. Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF.
Don't tell me that would be
Five
hype
Nights
though.
at Freddy's.
Gunnar, would you start playing if they add FNAF?
Bro, I might give it a try. Dude, I remember I gave Dead by Daylight a try when it was like a free weekend, bro. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not spending $25 on this game, bro.
reasonable.
I was like, I don't mean to be a dick, but like, bro, if it went free to play, I would probably play it more often. But I don't know.
Nah, dude, they better pay you to play it. Holy shit.
Literally.
See, the crazy thing is, they literally could make Dead by Daylight free with how much fucking like, it costs so much fucking money to buy all of the DLC in the game.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
$5
you could
each.
get it for free though over time. That's a formula that's very common. Like League of Legends, Overwatch now, Overwatch 2.
Yeah, but at least those games are free though.
I mean, Overwatch wasn't
Yeah.
free on launch. That's the
Yeah,
one
but
thing
you
that
get
kind
all
of
the
sucks.
heroes right away.
That's true, yeah.
My ass paid $60 for Overwatch in 2018, bro.
Damn.
Hold up.
Same here.
Oh wait, bro, owned Overwatch? What the fuck?
No, I bought it for 40, I think.
I'm
Maybe
going
I did
crazy.
it for 60.
I paid 60 because I got it like the month it came out, maybe like even the day. I don't remember what it was, but it was either one or the other, and I was like, I was
Scammer gets scammed.
scammer get scammed, literally, dude. I feel like the moment Jeff Kaplan left that game is when it bye bye Overwatch.
Yeah, Blizzard is an L. for sure.
I think we talked about this like.
Not pedophiles, but sexual.
Yeah, no, me and Gunnar, this is like a topic we talked on, like when it was just me and him on here, when Liam, you were gone for that one episode. I think we talked about the whole thing of fucking Overwatch. That whole thing is so fucking stupid that they literally were like, yeah guys, PvE is gonna be the main selling point of Overwatch 2. And then they said, unfortunately, we're not doing PvE anymore. We,
You know, it's a classic Blizzard post when it starts with unfortunately.
Wrap it up.
it's so upsetting too, because like for me, I've really wanted to like get more lore of Overwatch, because like I feel like the one thing that really got me like wanting to play the game originally is like the fucking animations they did. I feel like they were like so good. They kind of gave me like Disney Pixar kind of vibes, like the way that they had them like animated and shit. I was like, wow, I love how fucking vibrant like these characters are. I feel like the animation's really good. And then just like I was like, I want to learn more about these characters, but you can't really get that because the game's just mainly just like a PvP. There's not really any lore besides like the archives.
Sigma's backstory was the best one, and they never built on it. And it's so good.
Yeah, like
It could have been so good.
yeah, like I feel like they like do so much. Like they give you all this like stuff that's like really interesting about the character. And I mean, I guess they do like the little short origin story for every character, but like I don't know. I want to learn more. Like I kind of, if I could play as like the whole fucking thing of like Widowmaker and how she got transformed, I feel like that'd be pretty sick. Or like
Yeah,
Sigma,
yeah, Widowmaker got transformed.
like shit like that. Like
Curious.
it's actually no, like Reaper is probably the one I feel like would be the most interesting, because like bro, what happened to my man? Bro got turned into fucking dust, dude. But yeah, like I don't know, that's probably one of the most like disappointing like news of the year, to be honest, of like them just canceling that, because I was expecting that to be out like January of this year, because I feel like that's what they said originally. And then of course, you know, Blizzard always got a fucking troll and just mess shit up. Nothing new there.
It's like the last straw, bro.
Yeah, that's what Blizzard fans say every time.
The last-
Alright, you can do it one more time, but this is the last.
I don't really even see how they could fuck up even more from here. Like, I feel like the next thing we know is it's just gonna be like Overwatch 1, where they just don't drop a character like for a long ass time. Like they have this next support hero lined up, I'm pretty sure. Imagine they just don't have any more after that.
Dude, it's because they were working on Overwatch 2 PvE.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. They were doing that. But guys, where is it? Where's the PvE? Like, dude, what the fuck were they doing that whole time? Were they just like fucking spinning around in their chairs, like twiddling their fucking thumbs? Like, what the hell are we doing in like the fucking 4 years where they were just not releasing content or anything? It's just crazy to me.
When the corporate manager walks in, they're all just like fucking around, like doing whatever. He's like, wait a minute, doesn't Overwatch 2 drop tomorrow? Shit, fuck it, we ball.
like,
Yo, just do a minor update to Overwatch 1 and put that shit out in the stores.
Do a flip.
yeah, like, even like the change from like 6v6 to 5v5, I'm like, I don't know,
Dude, that is
Well,
innovation.
guys, CS:GO moment.
CS:GO moment, literally any fucking shooter game moment. I don't know. I liked having
Oh.
2 tanks. I think it's kind of cool that tanks are like the boss of like the team now, but like I don't know. I still liked having 2 tanks. And also the other thing that really throws me off, I don't know if I even really said this or not, but like they literally say that like Overwatch 2 and Overwatch 1 were going to be 2 different things, where like you could still play Overwatch 1 and then Overwatch 2 was like either like a separate game or like an added DLC. Like I don't know, I feel like that's kind of
I
goofy.
think I heard something about that, but I honestly they
Sounds
made
like something Blizzard would do.
Well, that obviously didn't come into effect, bro.
That's bait. That is bait.
Dude, L bait. Dude, and honestly, this is kind of not Overwatch. I'm gonna talk about CS2, bro, and it's just something brief, but literally they shouldn't name it Counter-Strike 2, bro. They should just name it Counter-Strike. Like the 2 is on it, like in like Overwatch 2, like in CS2. I think it's lame, bro.
What's
That's just me.
Counter-Strike already a game though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they should. I don't think they should drop the 2,
I think they're
bro.
just doing their classic Valve thing where they make 2 of every game.
Dude,
I feel it.
literally though, we're getting the 3rd Mortal Kombat one this year. So like, I don't think people give a shit.
True.
Yeah.
I just think Counter-Strike would be clean though, like, and they would. It's obviously that's a different game than the original, but you know what I mean.
That's one of my things I'm starting to get annoyed with like games and movies and shit lately. Is like all they ever want to do instead of like adding another number, they're just like, all right, guys, let's just call it fucking I don't know. Let's just call it Counter-Strike or let's just call it Scream, like the new Scream that came out like a year or 2 ago. Let's just call it Scream. Mortal Kombat, yeah, let's just call it Mortal
Call of
Kombat.
Duty did it too. Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare,
Modern
yeah.
Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. They did it twice.
Like, dude, what is it with the fucking lazy names, dude? Do we forget how to be fucking creative? Like, I get it, we're trying to milk the old ones, but like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know, dude. At least fucking like Friday the 13th went up to fucking Jason X or whatever it was called. Like,
Is that the space one?
yeah, space one. Like, dude, they were at least bold enough to go to fucking like 10. Like what? Or no, Final Fantasy's actually doing pretty good with that too. I think they like named theirs like every number. I don't think they've ever gone and like done Final Fantasy for like a modern
So
one,
wait.
have they?
So wait, the line of creativity is adding a number?
Well, adding a number and then adding like an extra part to the name. Like I just feel like it's just kind of silly to just go and milk off like the original thing. Like yeah, I know people are gonna more likely find it than just typing in like I don't know, like Mortal Kombat 7 or I don't know what number they're actually on, but like Mortal Kombat 13, the fucking Unga Bunga version or some shit like that.
You gotta give credit to the mobile games though, like the rip-off CODs. They call it like Sniper 3D Block Assassin.
Dude, Pixel Gun 3D.
Oh, Pixel Gun
Yo.
3D, yeah, that one was heat.
The only knockoff that's valid.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, what about? Never mind. I was gonna say that's a knockoff, but it's
What
not.
about Angry Birds 2 though?
Angry Birds 2.
What about the Star Wars Angry Birds, bro?
Dude, big ups.
Oh man.
You know, I will say I mean I know we're going back to Dead by Daylight again. I do feel like they're doing pretty good with some of their original chapters. Like at least of like, well, actually I'm saying that when the Skull Merchant was like the most recent chapter. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna take that back. But like,
Shit, Maddie.
I mean, I feel like I like what they're doing now, where they're starting to actually start adding voice lines and shit. Because I feel like they've, I feel like we kind of not that we necessarily needed it, but I feel like it adds a little bit more character to like the thing. I don't know, like with the whole trailer for the new killer, how like the dude, like the survivor's talking, like it gets you a bit more immersed. It's like the dude's like, "Oh yeah, we built this robot just for him to go and betray us or whatever. Or like he was meant to protect us, not attack us or some shit like that. I don't know.
Chills.
It all
Like-
started with us making AI president memes, and now they're trying to fucking
Dude,
kill us.
those AI president videos are honestly fire.
Nah, he's right. He's cooking
I
with
sleep.
that one.
I go to bed listening to those, like watching the presidents do Easter eggs.
Bro,
to Call of
dude,
Duty Zombies.
bro. Dude, bro goes to bed, says, "All right, the day is Joe over."
It's Joe over. Yeah, that'd probably solve a lot of world problems if Obama, Trump, and Biden all played Minecraft or some shit.
It's true. It probably would.
That'd be kind of busted.
There,
Man, I'd love to see it.
I was watching a fucking Markiplier video the other day for the first time in like years, and he played this game where it was essentially like it was a game where they literally used AI to make voices of like SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick, and the whole concept of the game was like, I guess like the rescue Squidward from that like one episode of SpongeBob where it's like the Squidward Topia or whatever, like where like everyone there is like a Squidward or whatever.
Squidsville.
Yeah, Squidsville. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it was like Escape Squidsville or something like that. And they just do AI voices for it. It sounds so like clunky, or whatever, but it is so fucking funny. And towards like the end of the game, spoilers. I know you guys totally care, but there's like a fucking line where like somehow they get into hell or whatever, and Squidward just has this fucking stupid shit where he's like, "We're at Hell's Gate now, boys," or some, I forget what it was, but like it just sounded so fucking silly as fucking Squidward saying it. Like I don't know,
I remember. I remember when the game goes to hell. SpongeBob.
dude.
Fair episode.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It was pretty cool, and like, I mean, the guy in the fucking credits literally like gives all the credit to like Steven Hillenburg and all that stuff. Like, it was pretty cool. But anyway, the whole point was like, I feel like it's pretty funny when like AI is used like that. But I'm seeing like fucking people. I like in my one fucking work group chat, someone was like, "Oh, I need help with an essay or whatever," and someone literally said, "Oh, just get the AI to fucking do it for you, the chat GPT." And I'm just sitting here like, guys, I didn't have chat GPT when I was in fucking school. Like, that's not fair. Why do they get to fucking have a whole
Go to
essay
college
written?
then. I'm in college. I use ChatGPT all the time.
I guess that's true. I could do that, but I don't really know what I'd want to go for. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for that. Or what am I saying? I feel like
SpongeBob game.
yeah, I'm excited for the SpongeBob game for sure. Like I hope my main thing with like the AI, I think we talked about this in the one AI episode, but like I really hope like game devs and shit one day like actually do use AI for like NPC dialogues and shit like that, where
That would
like
be cool.
like not like talking. I mean that could work if it's actually like worked out better. Like, and I mean if you're using it for like unimportant characters, like I think it's still good that we actually get voice actors, of course. But like for me, I mainly meant like, you know, like the text dialogue, just cause I don't know.
There
Get-
is. I mean, devs already kind of do that.
Oh really? They are.
I mean, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's probably you don't see it a lot in video games because most of the time it's a story that they build. But, like I saw this devlog of some guy who made a game. It's like a pixel RPG kind of game, and like the text is like not randomly generated, but it's based on what the response that you say is.
That's literally what I was telling them in like the one episode. I'm like, imagine you can like respond with like, you know, you're like, "Oh fuck you," and then the NPC like gets all pissed off and they start attacking you or whatever, and they're like, they get all aggressive. Like, depending on what you type back to the NPC, like the response is different. Like an actual fucking person. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. But like that's like the one area where like I feel like AI would be pretty cool to incorporate. But anyway, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Because if not, we did hit the hour mark.
How long do you usually do these podcasts?
We usually go from like an hour to hour and a half.
No, I can't think of anything else.
Because I mean, if not, I mean, hey, I'm ready to hop on CS:GO if you guys want to play. Wink, wink.
You're unactivated.
Well, if no one else has anything they want to talk about, Oranges, Mr. Danish Cookies, thank you for hopping on today. I had fun. W Podcast, as always. But yeah, next week, guys, depending on if Liam and Gunnar get to watch Across the Spider-Verse, that'll probably be next week's episode, because I went to see the movie already, and I'll give you guys a spoiler. It is very, very good. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, so until next time, I will see you guys later. And maybe tonight, if you guys are watching on Twitch, I may be streaming Tears of the Kingdom, possibly. But yeah, let's
The
go.
game is cool, dude. Fucking love that game.
I'm excited for it. But yeah, guys, until next time, see you later. Peace, guys.
Keep it virtual.
Keep it virtual.
Oh,